Hello everyone and welcome to my channel Innovating People. Well, today we are going to learn about Excel, how to use Excel and what are the certain important formulas and functions, right from basic formulas which we should know how to make use of them so that our work becomes smooth. So let's proceed ahead. And first, the very thing which we are going to learn is about formatting a worksheet. Excel is nothing, but you can see that it has different worksheets, right? From sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3, and a number of worksheets you can put into it. We will look at them practically also. But let's first understand what is a worksheet and how to format it. So herein, this is what an Excel worksheet looks like. Definitely, we are also going to see this practically and do it practically. But as of now, this is how it looks like. Herein you can see we have different columns from A, B, C, D, E, F, and on the left hand side we have rows from 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. So Excel is made up of nothing. It's made up of rows and columns. And the cell which is highlighted over here in the green is called a cell A1, which represents column A and row 1. Now, when we talk about sheet, how to make our sheet look professionally. So as you can see, here are different cells in this Excel, and each cell is represented by a row and a column. But to make it look more professional, let's go and select it right from here. So if you just click on this left-hand side triangle over the top, then the entire worksheet gets selected. Or there is another option that is Control plus A through keyboard. So Control plus A represents select all. So if you press Control plus A instead of clicking on this, then also the entire worksheet gets selected. So once the entire worksheet gets selected, what we need to go? We need to go at the top hand side, and in the menu side, we can see here a fill bar. That means fill bar represents the color which we can fill. So we will just click on to this and we'll just select the white color. So if white color is selected, the entire worksheet becomes white. So you can select any color and the worksheet will become of that particular color. You can select black, you can select blue, but to look it more professionally, we will select it white. Now you can see you cannot see any cells over here. Just like what we saw, we cannot see any grid lines. Okay, although the cells are present, but we cannot see it. We can just see a white color. Next, once it is selected, what we need to do. So what we will do is we will select the entire sheet and we will change the font. Okay, so font is nothing, but what we are trying to do is that we have selected font called as Arial and font size is 9. What this will do, whatever we will write onto this worksheet, the entire thing is going to come in the same size and font. So let's go and see how practically we can do this particular stuff. So this is the Excel worksheet, and we can see that herein some raw data is present, and that is also not particularly formatted. It doesn't look good. So two things we are going to see over here. The very first thing what we are going to see is that how to make this worksheet look professional. And second thing, how to format this data so that it looks presentable and it looks in a much better manner than what it is as of now. So we can see different menus over here: file, home, insert, page layout, formulas, data, review, view, and developer. So we will be making use of certain formulas over here. And then we'll try to see how better we can make this Excel look. So what we saw earlier in the presentation, let's do it in that manner. We will select the entire worksheet from here. We'll go to the fill color option, select the white color, and you can see the entire worksheet has become white. Okay. Now, the next thing is, let's again select this. Select the font size as Arial. Okay, selected it as Arial. And font size as 9. So you can see the font has got changed. But still it is not looking that presentable just like what we need. So what we are going to do over here. This is the header. We can see name, company, telephone number, And below the header, we can see the telephone numbers, the name of the company, and the name of the different individuals. But this is not in the form of a table. So what we will do is that first of all, we will just get this in the form of a table. So let us select this entire data. Okay. And prior to even selecting it, what we can do is we can just align it a bit so that it again looks a bit good. So this is the header. We will just select this and we'll select the center alignment from here. So if you will select the center alignment, click on it, and you can see all the text which was scattered is now centrally aligned. Now let's go for these telephone numbers. Let's select all of these. Just click on the right hand side. We will select this and we can see all the telephone numbers have gone to the right hand side. Let's select all the names. Just select the left hand side and all the names are aligned to the left hand side. Left is the company's name. Let's select all the company's name. Align it to the center and all the company names are aligned to the center. Now this looks a bit much better than what it was looking earlier. But still there is not many things more which we need to do over here. So what we can do? We can highlight the header in a different color. Yes, we can do that. So should we do that? Let's try it. Let's select this. So we have selected the header. Go to the fill option. We used this earlier to color it completely white. But now what we are going to do is that we are going to give it a different color. So we will select which color we should select. We can select blue. Okay, we'll select blue. But here in once we have selected blue, we can see the earlier the font which was written in is also in the black color and it is not visible now. So to make it visible, we will just select that. And here is the font option. We'll go to it and let's give the font color as white. So here the font color is visible. Okay. So now we can see the header has been classified it in a much better manner than it was classified earlier. Now what else we can do? So we will just select this and we can give it in the form of a table. So to give it in the form of a table, just select the data, right click onto it, go to format cells, then go to the border tab present over here. Once you select the border tab, you can see you have different kinds of border styles present over here. Dotted borders, bold borders, parallel borders, and you can also give a color to that border. So let's say we can pick any color. Let's say we pick this color and we picked up a dotted border. A dotted border. So this is what we have picked up. And now we need to align this to our table, what we have selected it over here. So to align it, this is what our table represents over here. So to align it, let us try to align it. Herein, just go on clicking the way you want the border to be there. So this is how I want the border to be present over the table. And I will click on OK. Let me just now check it. Just see. Now we have a much better presentable data. We can see it's in the form of a dotted borders. And this is how it is looking. So it looks much professional and it looks much attractive than what it was looking earlier. So this is what is called as formatting of a worksheet. There are many different things we can do with this worksheet, but this is one of the quite important stuff which we should know as to how to move about it. Now let's move to a different topic that's called as freeze panes. Now what is freeze panes? As the word in itself suggests that we are going to freeze something. Now here in Excel, we deal with data. So let's see an example over here, and then we will have a practical aspect of it. Here is the data present over here. And these freeze panes we can find in the view menu. So once you go to the view menu, click on the view menu, you can find freeze panes over here. So if we want to freeze the pane, what does it mean? We can see we have in row number 3, we have the header of the table, year, type, product group. These are the different headings of that particular table. And below that, we have the data for that table. So we have 2011 year, type of stores, convenience stores, product group, we have the producer, we have the code number, volume, cost per unit, and so on. So if we go on scrolling below, in such a huge data, you will see that the header also gets disappeared. Now this is where the pre-spans comes into picture. We want that the header should always be present over there. So for that particular purpose, we will be using the function known as pre-spans. We will just select any row. Let's see, we have selected row number 4, and then we will select view pre-spans. So once you will select this, and then when you will try to scroll it, you will see the header will always remain as and where it is. You will only see that the data below it is going on changing. So let's just go and check this over there in the practical aspect. So we have this data present over here as pre-spans. Now, if I try to scroll it, you can see the header of that particular data will also disappear. So the header is disappeared. Now, how I will try to recognize what is the header? How I will try to know what is this J and F all about? How I will try to know what is this one all about? So I want to understand, I want that the header should always be present over there. So to do this, what I will do is I will just select row number 4. That is the data. And I will go to view, go to pre-spans, and select pre-span. Once I have selected it, now let's see whether it functions. So let me scroll down once again. I'm scrolling it down. The header is still over there. The header is not moving. So the header has got freezed. This is called as freeze. We have tried to freeze a particular row so that the data below it can be seen, but the header still remains intact over there. If I want to unfreeze these panes, I can just select it over here, go to this option of drop down of freeze panes and select unfreeze panes. So now if I will again try to scroll down, you can see the header has also disappeared. So this is one of the options of freezing the row. We can also freeze columns. Let's also try it out. So let us select column C. I have selected it, go to pre-spans, selected pre-spans, and now the entire year column, this will still remain, but we can see that the other columns will go on hiding once we scroll down to the right side. So I'm scrolling over here. Okay, and just see the year column is still there because we have freezed those panes, and rest of the columns have started disappearing. Again, if you want to unfreeze those panes, just go to the freeze pane option and unfreeze panes. So this is how we can do another function of Excel that is called as freeze panes. There are different functions in an Excel sheet, and that's how we can perform. Let's say we have this convenience stores mentioned in row number 4. So if I want this stores convenience, if I want that the word stores should come below the word convenience, can I do it? Let me just click onto here after convenience and try to click enter. No, I cannot do it. So to do this, there is a shortcut, and that shortcut is called as Alt Enter. That is Alt key plus Enter key. So I will click on here after convenience and click Alt key plus Enter, and you can see the data is still in row number 4, but herein stores has just shifted below to the word convenience. So this is another function of Excel which is called as Alt Enter. That is Alt key plus Enter. So we can use this function to just have the data in the same row, but definitely again in different lines. So this is called as Alt Enter. Another important formatting skill over here is that any cell, we can select any cell, just have a right click onto that particular cell, go to the format cells option. Once you go over here, you have different tabs like number, alignment, font, border, fill, protection. So each tab has a different function associated with it. But let's go to this number tab. Now, what does this number tab shows you? So it has different categories like general, currency, accounting, date, time, percentage. Each category has a different function assigned to it. When we talk about general, this general is nothing but it is more related to a text kind of a stuff. Let's say convenience tools. But let me go to this number. So the number, right now I have selected cost per unit 5. I have right click onto it, went to format cells, and I have came over here. Now I can see this is the whole number 5. This does not has any decimal places attached to it. It might be that this number might not be 5, it might be 5.23, 5.652, anything like this. But herein we are showing it as a round number. So if I want to show it in decimal places, I will just go to this number tab and select the decimal places as to how many decimal places I need. 1, 2, let's say 2 decimal places. I went there and see the actual number was 5.37. But just to show it as a round number, we have shown it as 5. So that's the difference. We can use this to show it in decimal forms, and we can also use this to show it in a simple manner, just like this. We can also highlight any of this cell with a color, with a different color. Let's say we want to highlight this one in a different color. Go to the right click, format cells, go to fill option, and you can select any color. Let's say you want to select the amber color, select this, click on OK, and here. There is another shortcut to do this. Just go to the home tab, select any cell, and here is the fill color which we used earlier. So you can use any color from here too. And accordingly, the cell will get highlighted. So these are the different functions which we can use. I hope you like my video. There are different functions still which I will be adding to this video, a series of videos. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day.